It's a problem. We're hoping that in the long run that if we could get more space on this side of the convention, we don't have to use the meeting houses in the center of this property as much, then it'll be more centralized. That's going to be a matter of selling more hotel rooms. That's really the only way that we can get more space at this point.
I will answer the question about room capacity for panelists. Now, in order to incorporate every panel, it's hard to gauge how many seats we're going to need for the attendees. I maximize space for example, Masquerade, and we almost had a point where we had to turn people away. And I was just like, wait, this is the maxed out room. This has more than enough room to handle about half the con. Why is this maxed to this capacity? It's hard for us to gauge all the fandoms as well. I mean, we know something is popular, but we don't know that we're gonna have more people than the room. That's hard to gauge. For next year, I have planned on putting a estimated attendance from the panelists, because they have a better idea of how many people are going to attend, let's say, My Little Pony versus fandom versus Gundam versus anything else that can be out there for fandom panels. So right now, I apologize, as I was not aware of the large capacity, or the large fandom. As we grow, and we're still in our growing pains years, but as we grow, we will make sure to incorporate, this is going to need 500 seats, this is going to need 50 seats, this is going to need, give it the whole convention.
Please.
Next comment.
I have and a question. Okay. The question is 800, 1,500, how many did you get this year? And
You think that's necessary?
I think it's a little bit better.
Right, but I'm not very good at this. Friday, the ice cream social started. An hour later, if I remember correctly, I had ice cream. That's actually kind of rare. Thank you very much.
Chad, were you asking what our warm body count was? Okay. I've been trying to figure that out for the past couple hours. No, only the past couple hours that I've been looking at the database so far. Right now, our warm body count, I'm saying, is about 2450 plus or minus 25.
Some of you may have attended Anime Los Angeles. That's not why I'm up here, but your year 3 numbers are comparable to our year 4. Your growing pains have not stopped.
Oh yes, I'd like to say about the con suite. A couple of weeks ago, we lost the person that was running the con suite, and pretty much running up into the beginning of con suite, we didn't really have a staff for it, and I was pretty much by myself going to figure out how to run it by myself. But I've had a couple of staffers and a couple of really fantastic volunteers that have stepped up and I think made the con suite, I think, a raging success. Does everyone agree? Yes. Sandra, do you want to?
Guys, you can't make anything run great unless you have great helpers.
Stand up, Mary.
Stand up, Mary. And without them, you guys would not have had the food you had. We had Kate and we had Rebecca making yours, the wonderful shepherd's pies today. I don't know if all of you got a chance to have that, but we had 6 shepherd's pies.
I did it.
Yeah, fabulous.
I did. Read your program.
Read your program book. Saturday night was, of course, Come to the Dark Side. We had chocolate and chili. And, you know, it wouldn't have been what it was without the people who helped out. So it's not one person, guys. It is a team. So thank you.
I would like to give a shout out to the cleaning crew from the hotel.
Absolutely.
Laura, Esmeralda, and Beatrice, because without them, you wouldn't know the color of the carpet in the con suite at the end of the day. So if we can pass that along to the hotel, they were amazing. They walked in, gave it one big sigh, and went for it.
Actually have to contribute a little bit to the success of that vocaloid gathering. No, because I was with them and I'm a member of staff, he specifically asked me at the beginning of the gathering if we had any extra rooms where he could do an impromptu dance contest. And since I'm head of audio and tech, I basically have a programming grid on me at all times. I looked at my grid and I verified it with Nathan that the Esquire room was not in use from the time that he wanted. So it was set up, and even though it was impromptu and potentially about to be canceled, we resurrected it. So it went off without a hitch. But thank you for your comment on that.
We have kind of a little bit of a tradition that goes back to year 1, where we've had amazing attendees step up and do impromptu programming. Year 1 was karaoke, and I think this year was a vocaloid dance contest. I will definitely speak with people that will be working next year on programming and events to see about incorporating dance. I had talked over the years with Richie, who runs our information division, about trying to get dance crews in here and having dance competitions and having them compete. And due to mostly, negligence on my part and making sure that, events and programming got nudged, it just kind of got left by the wayside. Sometimes things slip through the cracks, but we will definitely keep in mind a dance contest for next year. Thank you. Next comment.
Feel free to step up, walk up to the mic, anybody who wants to comment, feedback, anything.
This guy.
So, this was my first anime Conji. I gotta say, best con experience I've ever had in my entire life. Granted, I've only been to Comic-Con, but this outranks it by far. The only little nitpick I have is the map up on the programming thing was a little bad. But other than that, 10 out of 10.
It's better than the hotel map.
Yeah, I but other than that, like I said, best con ever. I am so thankful for having this experience. So.
Thank you so much. We will definitely continue to work on the map. We have had well, every single year for the past 3 years, we've had to plan for, every year for the past 3 years, we've had different space. So we have not had an opportunity to be able to refine the map because the map is always completely different every single time. So I'm hoping that we can have a year where we have the same space so that we can take the map from the previous year and improve on it and make it better. And if we don't, well, we'll just work double time on it and we'll do our best for the map to be solid next year. Thank you. Next comment?
Okay. Hi, okay, that works, okay. I have 2 comments. One is actually kind of more of an opinion, but it doesn't matter. The first thing is, I think one of the major things that I had a problem with is that there weren't a lot of signs pointing, hey, guess what, you need to go this way for registration, or this way to this place where where panels happen. I was wandering around trying to find the Homestuck meetup because I was on the panel, and I was wandering around trying to find where the hell it was, and I couldn't find it for 15 minutes because I had no idea where anything was. So I think signs would be a good idea. If that's something you guys can do, I don't know. And also, last night I went to the dance, and nitpick was that the DJ, you guys might want to look for a new one.